It's frustrating because I know how hard we're battling inside.
Some of just the drama that surrounded the WNBA last season hasn't gone away this season.
She will contribute to winning.
Angel Reese just called out and flat out insulted WNBA officials for ignoring the Chicago Sky's effort. And honestly, it's insane. She's fresh off 5 straight games with 15+ rebounds, making WNBA history, yet instead of celebrating her dominance, the spotlight's on her explosive post-game rant. And now, she's exposing the deeper issues the league has been sweeping under the rug for way too long.
Angel Reese definitely erupted during a press conference immediately after the Minnesota Lynx games because of the WNBA referees.
Angel Reese is mad at the WNBA. And this isn't the kind of post-game frustration you usually hear from an athlete. This wasn't just disappointment after a tough loss. This was something else, something explosive, personal, and boiling over. Angel didn't just vent, she freaked out, she insulted officials, she called the league out, live, in front of cameras, no filters.
The Minnesota Lynx definitely won the game, but Angel Reese did make history again.
I get fined because that shit cheap, and I am tired of the shit. Because I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of the shit.
In the press conference right after the Chicago Sky's heartbreaking 80-75 loss to the Minnesota Lynx on July 6th, Angel took the mic and let everything go. Her voice, shaking, her words, sharp, her tone, done being polite. "I don't give a damn if I get fined," she snapped. "That's is cheap. I'm tired of this you. I've been nice and I've been humble with it, but I am tired of this."
Reese, said what she said in the press conference. We're going to play that in a minute. But shout out to Bleacher Report. They said that Angel Reese make history again with 5 straight 15 rebound games, longest WNBA streak in history.
And here's where things start getting serious. This wasn't just a post-game meltdown. Angel wasn't angry just because they lost. She was angry because of what kept happening every game, and especially that night. Despite her team playing physical, attacking the basket, and battling in the paint, the Chicago Sky only got 8 free throws the entire night. Meanwhile, the Lynx shot 17 times from the line. Let that sink in.
Really been a whole lot of noise. At least people really haven't been paying attention to it.
Yeah, I think we fought really hard. It's tough when you talk to officials and I asked them, hey, we only shot 2 free throws. We only went to the free throw line twice up into the 4th quarter, and she tells me it's not her job.
That kind of discrepancy changes the entire outcome of a game. And Reese wasn't about to let that slide quietly. When she confronted one of the refs about the lopsided free throw numbers, she didn't get an explanation. She got dismissed. The official reportedly told her, "It's not my job."
This is such an important season for the WNBA, and it doesn't seem like the league in its totality has learned much from its mishaps of last season.
No wonder she exploded in the post-game presser. And it didn't take long for that moment to go viral. But underneath all of that noise, something deeper was happening. Fans were listening, and many of them were agreeing.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now.
This time as the first player with 15+ rebounds in 5 straight games.
This wasn't just about one bad game or one questionable ref call. This has been building. For weeks, Angel Reese has been on an absolute tear, making WNBA history in the process. She's the first player in league history to grab 15 or more rebounds in 5 straight games, and these weren't empty stat nights either.
Watch the hate continue tells you it's not about basketball. I ain't gonna hate on her, man.
That's dominance, that's hustle, that's impact. And yet, in spite of those numbers, in spite of clearly doing everything on both ends, she's not getting the calls. Her team is still losing close games. And when she tries to speak up, she's brushed off like it doesn't matter. That's why this moment matters.
Because it's actually embarrassing. It's so embarrassing covering this league if this is going to be the whole season.
It's not just about a viral clip. It's about a player saying out loud what so many others feel. That WNBA officiating is broken, and it's starting to damage the integrity of the game. Whether it's bad calls, inconsistent whistles, or disrespect from refs themselves, something's off. And Reese used her voice to blow the lid off it.
I think that we came down and fought as hard as we could with what we had, and I just know that we continue to grow in this, and I think this is a leaping step for us, and obviously we know we can compete with the best, but that has to be fixed.
And she didn't stop there. She took it to social media, doubling down, telling the league to do better and calling for change. It was raw, it was angry, but it was also real. And that's why so many fans are backing her. Because at the end of the day, Angel Reese is standing up not just for herself, but for every player who's been told to shut up and play. So now the big question is this: will the league listen or punish her for speaking out?
Somebody said the problem with saying you only hate Angel Reese for basketball reasons all this time is that you should be just loud enough when she's playing well.
Let's be real. Angel Reese didn't just wake up and choose chaos. She's been putting in work. Real work. And the craziest part? She's making WNBA history right now and barely anyone's talking about it, unless she's getting elbowed or dropping F-bombs in a press conference.
And the WNBA wanted to capitalize on the Angel Reese-Caitlin Clark rivalry by putting these two teams up against one another 5 times during this season.
Now let's be honest. We have to talk about Caitlin Clark, but here's the twist. This is not a Caitlin versus Angel thing. It never was. Caitlin Clark didn't stumble into fame. She earned it. She lit up college basketball like nobody in recent history. She pulled up from the logo, dropped 40-point games like it was nothing, and put butts in seats across the country. Her transition to the WNBA? Under a microscope. Every move, every pass, every foul, analyzed frame by frame. And you know what? That pressure? She's handled it with grit. She's taken hard hits, she's kept her composure, and she's answered every question, whether it was fair or not. No shade needed. Caitlin Clark is a competitor and she deserves her moment. But even Caitlin Clark, the biggest college star in recent memory, isn't protected by this league. And that's the point.
And this season is such an important season for the WNBA.
Because if the WNBA can barely get it right for the most marketable rookie in the league, what chance does Angel Reese really have? If Caitlin Clark is getting tossed around on the floor with no flagrant calls, if she's getting hit and people debate whether she deserved it, then what happens when Angel asks for a fair whistle? Crickets.
The precedents that the league is setting, I'm following that because I'm covering the league.
That's why this isn't just about one game or one quote. This is about a system where even the most consistent, talented, history-making players, whether it's Reese or Clark, are left unprotected, unheard, and sometimes disrespected. Angel's watching this unfold too. She's seeing Caitlin catch heat for existing while famous. She's watching as refs swallow their whistles on obvious fouls, as fans try to police Caitlin's tone, or her silence. And if Caitlin Clark is getting sidelined while carrying half the league's attention, Angel knows her own treatment isn't an accident.
Yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball.
So when Angel Reese snapped and said she was tired of the cheap it wasn't just about her. It was a warning flare, a red flag about how the league handles star players across the board. The message is clear. You can break records. You can carry ratings. But when it's time to protect you, silence.
Angel Reese been balling, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, but it's really not helping her team because they're still losing.
And that's what makes this whole thing feel so off. Because on paper, Angel Reese is doing everything right. She's dominating the glass. She's setting records. She's improving game by game. She's making the dirty plays that don't show up in highlight reels but win games. She's being a leader, showing up to every post-game presser, even when she doesn't want to. And still, no credit, just criticism. And when she finally speaks up, people act like she's causing a scene.
Team just being so resilient with everything that we've been thrown, the punches that we've been thrown, the expectations have been really high for us, and I think we continue to thrive through. Obviously, it's not showing up on the stats and not showing up in our record, but I think we're gradually taking steps forward.
Let's be real. Angel didn't storm the stage or throw a tantrum. She sat down and spoke her truth. She was passionate, she was frustrated, and yes, she cursed, but she didn't lie. The calls have been inconsistent, the respect, selective, and the league still has no clear answer for any of it. You can feel the shift happening online too. Social media is in chaos. On one side, fans are calling Angel a future legend and thanking her for saying what nobody else will. On the other side, people accusing her of playing the victim, overreacting, or making it about her. There's no middle ground. You're either with her or against her.
Please tell me it's a fake quote. Please tell me this is a fake quote.
But here's the uncomfortable truth. She shouldn't have to freak out to be heard. You shouldn't have to drop historic stat lines, bite your tongue for weeks, then blow up in a post-game press conference just to get the league's attention. Angel Reese is out here doing things no rookie has done before, and somehow it's still not enough to guarantee she gets a fair shake from the refs.
If you want to grow as a league, you have to make space for actual sports fans. Booing, cheering, chanting, sound effects.
And that's why this moment matters. Because it's no longer just about Angel being emotional or Caitlyn being famous. It's about a bigger problem, a league that hasn't figured out how to protect its stars, respect its talent, or give credit where it's due, unless it fits a certain storyline. Caitlyn Clark deserves better. Angel Reese deserves better. Honestly, the fans deserve better. Because when the best players in the game don't even feel safe or respected on the court, that's not just bad PR, that's a broken system. What we're watching isn't a meltdown, it's a message. Angel's not just tired of missed calls. She's tired of the whole double standard. Tired of the way success looks different depending on who you are. Tired of the silence that follows her greatness and the noise that follows her voice.
You know, her fans is definitely speaking online. This fan stated hate should be studied. Angel Reese hate should be studied. She just made WNBA history again.
The fans feel it too. One viral tweet said, Angel Reese hate should be studied. And honestly, it should. Because when you break records and still can't get consistent whistles, when you dominate and still get disrespected, when you speak out and people act like you're the problem, that's not basketball criticism anymore. That's something else. And Angel Reese knows it.
And that is something that has been done in the NBA. We just had it happen recently with Draymond Green. There was somebody.
Let's get one thing straight. This isn't just about Angel Reese losing her cool after one game. If it were that simple, it would have been a 12-hour news cycle and done. But what Angel did was rip the lid off something the WNBA has been trying to keep quiet. A full-blown officiating crisis. And she's not the only one who's tired of it. Kelsey Plum, who is about as unproblematic and professional as they come, already called it out. Players, coaches, analysts, they've all been whispering the same thing in post-game interviews and coded tweets. The officiating this season has been straight up embarrassing.
So there was a play that took place in the Minnesota Lynx game with the Chicago Sky potentially could win the game, and they mad because the referees do the call.
It's to the point where fans are no longer debating just players. They're debating refs. That's not how a professional league grows. That's how it stumbles. And as the WNBA enters a new era of massive attention, skyrocketing ratings, and crossover appeal, the last thing it needs is a crisis of credibility. Because if people start thinking the product isn't fair, game over. And now here comes the question nobody wants to ask, but everyone's thinking, what's gonna happen to Angel for speaking out?
Saying it's an attack on Angel Reese, but they're just really boxing her out.
We already know a fine is coming. That's not even a debate. You drop multiple F-bombs in a post-game presser, you're getting a bill in the mail. But beyond that, there's something deeper at play here. Will she be labeled? Will refs start giving her the cold shoulder treatment? More missed calls? More "it's not my job" responses? Or maybe this is the moment the WNBA finally wakes up. Because while Angel might be getting dragged for her outburst, let's not forget, she's the one shining a spotlight on what players have been silently dealing with for years. She didn't just go viral, she made the conversation unavoidable. And sometimes, it takes one person going off script to push everyone else to listen. And let's be honest, sports needs that. Leagues are built not just on talent but on personality, voice, emotion. Angel Reese isn't just a baller, she's a disruptor. A truth teller, a mirror to the league's flaws. And that's powerful.
Hurting the entirety of the league because, like we've talked about many of times, the CBA negotiations happen at the end of this season, and
the WNBA can't keep pretending this is just a passion problem. You can't find your way out of a broken officiating structure. You can't market empowerment while ignoring injustice. And you definitely can't grow a league when your stars don't feel safe speaking the truth. So what happens next? That's on the WNBA. They can double down, punish Angel, and hope it all blows over. Or they can do the smart thing. Bring the refs to the table, start listening, start fixing, because if they don't, players like Angel Reese won't be quiet. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to hear more WNBA stories.